Let us resume. Now let us assume that an input voltage signal is of 2.5 volt is to be converted into its related digital form. As 2.5 volts is greater than 1 volt and 2 volt, first two comparators will give output as 1, 1, starting from least significant digit, right? Most 1, 1. But 2.5 volt is less than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 volt values. Therefore, all other comparators will give zeros. So coming to the most significant digits, it will be 0, 0, 0, 0. Thus, we have the output from the comparator as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 from top, that is from left, from top of the resistance ladder. This will be fed to the encoder logic circuit, which will convert it into 3 output lines format by using binary algebra. Then this digital output from A to ADC may be used for manipulation or actuation by the microcontroller or a microprocessor or computer. So whatever processing I want to do further, whatever control action I want to do further will be done by my either computer or a microprocessor or a microcontroller. This is how my flash type of ADC works. So these were the 3 types of A to D converters. Let us quickly see. We want to finish the D to A converters as well. Let us see the 2 types of D to A converters now. DACs will be. There are 4 types, but we will be studying only 2 types because syllabus is a bit vague. It is not specified how many DACs we have to study. The important ones we will be studying somehow. Okay, so weighted resistor type of ADC. To be adjusted properly. Okay, weighted resistor type ADC, and then weighted resistor type DAC and R to R ladder DAC. Let us quickly see these 2 types of D to A converters. First, the weighted resistor type DAC. I think we need to draw this sketch. Afterwards, we can draw and try to understand the working of this D to A converter. Now, here my objective is the digital signal is to be converted to analog signal. Why there is this such requirement in mechatronic system? My microprocessor, my microcontroller, or my computer will generate, after the control action is carried out, will generate one digital output. Now, this digital output cannot run my DC motor. My digital output is needed to be converted into some analog signal which can be understood by my actuator. Let it be an electro-pneumatic actuator, let it be an electro-hydraulic actuator, let it be a DC motor, let it be an AC motor, whatever is the actuating device. If it understands only analog signals, my controller, may it be a microprocessor, may it be a microcontroller, may it be a computer, all these will be generating the digital signal, digital control signals. These digital control signals are needed to be converted into equivalent analog signals, and these analog signals will be in turn running my actuators. So this is where there is a requirement of D to A converters. So let us see the arrangement now. Once again, we are talking about analog signal conditioning devices, right? So we have op-amp here, which is a voltage follower or current follower or a comparator, as we have seen various applications of, or a summing amplifier or a subtracting amplifier. It can be used in variety of roles. Here we have one op-amp here. The non-inverting terminal is grounded and the inverting terminal is connected. So we have this feedback loop, one resistance in the feedback loop. This is a typical arrangement of an operational amplifier. Okay. and at the inverting terminal of the op-amp. So this is the feedback, but the inverting terminal of the op-amp is connected to the reference voltage. We have series resistances R, R by 2, R by 4 and R by 8 for this reference voltage. And then we have electronic switches in between, in the path. Now these switches, when these are put on, this line will be on and this reference voltage will be applied to my op-amp. When this switch is on, when this switch is off, there will not be any reference voltage corresponding to resistance R to the inverting terminal. Similarly, when this switch is on or off, based on that, equivalent reference voltage will be supplied to the inverting terminal. So we are moving from least significant bit to most significant bit. Let us take the earlier case, last case that we have seen. It was the number, let us say 0011. So least significant bit is 1. 1, next bit is 1, then 0, 0. When we move from right to left, from least significant bit to most significant bit. So 0011, what does that mean? The least significant bit is 1. So when this switch receives the signal, digital signal 1, so I'll be giving 1, 1, 0, 0, isn't it? Starting from right to left. Right to left, 1, 1, 0, 0. If you read from left to right, most significant digit to least significant digit, it will be 0, 0, 1, 1. So if we read from left to right, 0, 0, 1, 1, corresponding to the bit 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So least significant bit is 1, starting from right. 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. So this switch will be actuated. 1 means this reference voltage corresponding to resistance R will be given to this inverting terminal of my op-amp. So this acts as a summing amplifier. Okay. So whatever is the voltage plus, now this is second one, isn't it? We are talking about 0, 0, 1, 1. So least significant digit is, rightmost digit is 1. Second rightmost is 1. So 1 means on, whatever is the voltage, plus this is also 1. So whatever is the voltage upon resistance will be the current that will be flowing, isn't it? So this voltage plus this voltage, because both these are on, these will be added up and this will be given to my input inverting terminal of my op-amp, right? So this voltage, see, automatically this is converted into analog voltage form because the switching action is taking place here only. So based on my digital number or the bit or a binary number, accordingly appropriate switches will be put on. Now, only tricky part here is selection of your resistances. Now for that I need to do lot of experimentation, and I need to do lot of experimentation on variety of reference voltages and using variety of resistances. Because if you take the same case 0011, starting from left to right, 0011, how much this corresponds to a decimal number would be, rightmost one is 2 to the power 0, so that is 1. Second right is 1, so 2 to the power 1. So this corresponds to a decimal number of 2 plus 1, that is 3. Okay, so 2 plus 1 is 3. Now if I want to have the number 3, if it is voltage, it should be 3 volt that is to be generated here. So I know what is the decimal value of my binary signal. So accordingly, I'll be setting up my reference voltage and the resistances in such a way that I'll be getting 3 volts as the output signal. This is just as an example. It's not that always it will be 3 volts. So for that, we need to study the quantization part also. Okay. So just as an example, how it works. So what was the number I said? 0011. So 0011. 0011. So this will be the voltage because it is 1, the switch is on, this will be the voltage, plus this is also 1, this will also be the voltage 1, voltage 1 plus voltage 2. Then I have 0, 0. That means this switch will not be operational. So this voltage will not be applied. This will not be summed up, isn't it? Only these two voltages will be summed up. Now I have to see while calibrating this D2A converter, right? I need to calibrate it by various trials and errors related to my reference voltage and selection of resistance. I have to be very cautious about selection of resistances. Otherwise, I will not have appropriate D2A conversion. So, weighted resistor type DAC, a simple form of DAC, uses a summing amplifier to form the weighted sum of all the non-zero bits. Of all the non-zero bits, weighted sum of all the non-zero bits in the input word. Which are 0 bits, there will not be any voltage, isn't it? The reference voltage is connected to the resistors by means of electronic switches which respond to binary 1. The values of the input resistances depend on which bit in the word a switch is responding to. The value of the resistor for successive bits from the LSB being halved. As you see, you can see from top to bottom, starting resistance was R, then it is half, R by 2, another half, R by 4, another half, R by 8, and so on, depending on how many steps we want to have. So the value of the resistor for successive bits from LSB being half. Hence, the sum of the voltages is a weighted sum of the digits in the word. Such a system is referred to as a weighted resistor network. The function of the op-amp circuit is to act as a buffer to ensure that the current coming out of the resistor network is not affected by the output load. And also so that the gain can be adjusted to give an output range of voltages appropriate to a particular application. So I have a further advantage of adjusting the gain of the op-amp also. As I said, for calibrating, I know the digital number, I know the corresponding value which I want to generate as analog voltage. Based on this, I will be adjusting the gain, I'll be selecting the reference voltage, I'll be selecting the resistances as well. This is how the thing is that you might understand immediately, you might not understand. You have to repeatedly read, refer the book. As I told you, I have put the soft copy of the book, Bolton book, on our Google Classroom, friends. Refer that, go through the text because all these notes are prepared through the Bolton book only. Now you read it, remember the sketch, you need to practice to draw the sketch and write down the conversion process. I think we'll stop for today.